Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, right.
We stayed a long time to try to make sure that we can get our piece to say this afternoon, because we did send to all of the council members a letter explaining the reasons why we were opposing changing the designation and allowing industrial use in the New Orleans East area where they wanted to locate. These properties are adjacent to the proposed energy power plant, and industrial uses can have the same negative effect or impact on the surrounding area as the proposed power plant, if not worse. We talked a little bit about in the previous people who came up, and they talked about the effect that these industrial plants and projects have on the land and the water and the air. But what about the people? What about the residents? And what impact it has on us? So I too take it personal. I'm president of the East Orleans Neighborhood Advisory Commission, but I also live in New Orleans East. And I'm concerned not only about the air, the land, and the water, but I'm concerned about the public welfare. And that's a very important piece when you're discussing how you should proceed in terms of changing what took us a lot of time. And I have to commend the City Planning Commission and the staff, because the master plan took us a lot of time and a lot of meetings and a lot of effort to go through, because we have so much vacant land in New Orleans East that needs development. So we went through a lot of meetings and discussions and public meetings with people and residents and staff and experts to come up with the designations that we put on that land. Because it was very important as we moved forward to make sure that this land would be developed in a way that was commensurate not just with economic development, but with the lay of the land of the people, the residents, and the communities. So it's not something we put together very quickly. We really went through a lot of time and effort and discussion with a lot of authorities that could help us make those decisions. So we don't take it very lightly that someone would want to come and ask us to change it to something that we objected to and refused to do in the very beginning after doing all the research. So the City Planning Commission staff recommended planned development area for both properties so that they could be developed. Well, the City Planning Commission staff recommended that it could be developed for commercial or industrial use with formal planning process. But the Port of New Orleans is counting developers who want to use the land any way they want to without public input. These developers are showing complete disdain for the citizens of New Orleans before they even get here. They also want to use the land without current open space requirements that are intended to protect the wetlands, which provide storm surge protection and habitats for local species. Yes, we need businesses. Yes, we need jobs and the money that comes with it. But we do not believe it is worth the risk of long-term impacts from businesses that don't want resident input and don't care if they increase the flood risk for nearby communities. And just the other day, yesterday, I was reading in the paper, there was an article in the Times-Picayune which was talking about the monies that is being allocated for the approval of wetland projects and how they wanted to put it. I think it was close to, they have $1 billion available to ensure that they can put back what was destroyed by the hurricane and the various incidences of water loss that we endured during the various hurricanes, both Eric and Katrina and the others. So they're allowing money to be used to put it back so that we can have natural barriers to protect us against flooding and to protect the wetlands and to protect us against storm surges. And these industrial changes will take that away. So how do we justify the federal government spending almost $1 billion to put back what was lost during hurricanes for the benefit of industrial uses that will destroy by the very fact of it being put in place? That seems really crazy to me. And so I'm hoping that you all will be able to make the decisions that will protect the land, protect the air and the water and the animals and the people, and disallow that, because we are opposed the New Orleans East residents are opposed to this change. Thank you so much.
Ms. Richards, thank you very much. The next speakers are Edith Amaker, followed by Edward Blue.